You are now listening to the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast, a weekly review of Monday Night Raw and other wrestling-related topics. And here's your hosts, Peter Day and Jake Grandi.
What's up?
Boom. Put him on some Trump.
Turn the bass up.
Sorry if I don't sound so as enthusiastic. I just woke up from like a quick 20-minute nap.
I too am a little tired today. I woke up a little late, so I had to rush to work. I couldn't stop to rush to class. I couldn't stop to get coffee. I had coffee in the middle of the day, but it just threw me off. I'm pretty tired.
Hello, boys and girls. You're now listening on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, SoundCloud, Tumblr 2, and watching on YouTube, episode 80.
Hell yeah, that's up there.
This is episode 80. We are now 80 episodes deep with the Peter and Jake Talks Wrasslin podcast. This motherfucker walks in and he's like, "Hey man, so we're gonna just go through the Fastlane," and I go, "Oh shit, I forgot that even happened."
Yeah, I wish I forgot. It wasn't my favorite show by any means.
Dude, I was sitting back. Honestly, I was waiting for you to show up, for you to defend that motherfucking pay-per-view. And I was ready. I was just going to let you have it. I was going to agree with everything you said. Like, if you was going to bat, like, if you, because you know how
I thought there was some good match. I thought the Jericho-AJ match wasn't as good as I had hoped, but it was good. And I thought the main event, knowing the outcome was going to be what it was pretty good. And I thought the pre-show match was good, but other than that, I thought it was a big stinker.
I didn't even watch the pre-show.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, I go back and watch that. I will say, if you haven't seen the pre-show, go back and watch that match. That match is the Del Rio versus Kalisto. Yeah, 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, but I had no interest really. I mean, I didn't have any real interest. But like, before we jump into it, let's go ahead and get our best and the worst of the week out of the way.
Okay. Well, let's. You want to start with the best?
You go with your best.
All right. My best is the Honor Rising event, main event, night 1, main event, Ishii versus Roderick Strong. I know it's a wrestling thing, but I watched that this weekend, and that match was really awesome. If you have the means to watch it, go and watch that.
What? This is a Global Wars?
No. Honor Rising. It's Ring of Honor went to Japan this time, so it's pretty much like a Global Wars, but just in Japan. So it's like, I guess, like the Japanese fans who are fans of Ring of Honor instead of the American fans who are fans of New Japan. And Ishii versus Roderick Strong headlined night 1 for the television title, and that match was pretty good.
I mean, was it as much of a strong style as say against Makabe and they definitely Shibata, or was it more wrestling involved than say just sort of one-upsmanship?
Yeah, it was more so than that, but definitely still a good blend of the styles. Very, very snug, if you will. So Strong took an ass whooping. Well, I mean, spoiler alert.
I mean, no, I'm not saying who won. I'm just saying that they both kicked, Shibata or say Makabe, they both kicked each other's ass. I see it as more of
Roderick Strong is pretty known for doing the same thing, but in the American indies where, guys are a lot smaller, they're less likely to hit back as hard. So it's that's what brought me into this match. And watching it, they went back and forth.
They did.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Yes.
Not exactly like, like headbutt, then headbutt, then headbutt, then headbutt. It was, some mat work and some moves and stuff. Okay. But like, a blend of the two.
Because people don't really want to go up against. Strong has a reputation. Nobody really wants to wrestle because he hits so fucking hard.
Well, I mean, Ishii definitely doesn't have a problem. And that's why I like that match, and that's why I like that dynamic. Night 2 was also headlined by Hanma versus Jay Lethal.
Okay.
That match was pretty good. Just to let you know. I'm sure you would...
Hanma is too much of a gimmick for me. He's too much of a gimmick for me to take. I don't look at Jay Lethal as a gimmick. And just like when we last spoke, I just go like, I ain't interested in seeing that.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying you might be interested. Your two favorites interact with each other.
Well, I don't want those worlds to collide. I think I would much rather see Omna face, somebody has a little more gimmick to them, and than Jay Lethal.
Oh, not Hanma, but your two. I'm not trying to. If we're trying to keep it non-spoiler, you might need to watch it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, dog. Okay, I'll leave it at that. What's the name of it?
Honor Rising. There's night 1 and night 2.
Honor Rising. Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's your best?
My best. I would say my best is having friends. It's not even wrestling related or sports related. It's like having friends. When you think that the cards are down and you think you don't have anyone you can actually turn to when when shit hits the fan, and then they pop up. That happened to me this week.
Hell yeah!
This week, and not having to go deep into it, but like it leads into my best. It leads into my worst. Is like coming home. This is like Monday, and my electricity was off.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it sucks.
What an awful night to be a wrestling fan and having your electricity go off.
Well, I mean, I got home early from work. My electricity was off, and that's the good part, where I had friends to step up and sort of help me out in a critical time. I mean, it's what it is. It's simple shit. It's the early part of the year where financially everything constantly goes to shit. I think it would be much better if I wouldn't have invested so much money in doing this T-shirt things. Mm-hmm. But it was a risk. It's a calculated risk. A calculated risk. I got some Vince McMahon in me with that term. But yeah, man, that shit sucked, man. That shit sucked. It's defense. You feel defenseless when shit like that happens. Like when you get your car towed or your lights turned off.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
water turned off. Say, you know what I'm saying? Like your loved one leaves you. Like when you lose things. You know, someone breaks into your house. Like situations like that, man. You just feel powerless. You know, no pun intended. But it's a gut wrenching feeling. You know, when you really look at the landscape of America and you have, you know, the wealth here, and then you have the middle class here, and then you have the below middle class, and we got real problems here. You know, that's why we watch wrestling, to escape. You know, when I try to talk to people, it's like, well, why do you watch wrestling? It's like, it's escapism, man. It's no different than you say it a million times, you watching fucking Walking Dead, or you following the Kardashians, you know? Like, we live real lives, you know? Outside of kayfabe, we nothing's a work. It's all a shoot. So when I get the opportunity to sort of, after my lights got turned back on, was able to sort of like fix something to eat, right, and like watch fucking Raw, and like it made that day that much better.
Oh yeah,
you know, especially everything that went on in the show, which unfortunately I was hoping for. Listen to different podcasts. I was hoping to hear sort of people enthusiasm, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah,
and we get there.
We'll get to it, because I'll just say I was just sitting here struggling trying to think of a worst, and I'm gonna say my worst is Fastlane. I mean, yeah, we were. It started out, I would say, with a bang with the pre-show. I mean, like I said before, that was my favorite match on the show. I like the psychology where Del Rio takes a chair, loses the first fall on purpose, just so he could beat the fuck out of Kalisto with the chair, then quickly pins him for the second fall. But since he did that like shitty tactics, of course Kalisto came back and got got the 2 falls.
But you remember you watched Lucha Underground, right? Mm-hmm. All Night Long, Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma.
Yeah.
Very similar psychology, you would say.
Sure, but
because I think Mundo goes up.
The thing is, Del Rio is way better than Johnny Mundo. So I mean,
no, I'm just talking about the psychology of the match. I mean, that's what you got out of it, because the All Night Long was it was so enjoyable. Like I went in like, I don't want to really see like an Iron Man match with multiple falls. You know, like sometimes I just want to one match is cool, but then it's like, well, how do the wrestlers step up? How do they intrigue you? How do they pull you in? How do you root on the baby face? How do you boo the heel? And that was expected. I didn't watch that match, but if you're saying it's as good as it is, then I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah, you definitely should. It puzzles me as to why this wasn't on the show, and things like the Cutting Edge Peep Show, and then that random ass Social Outcast with R-Truth match. Those matches where they were placed on the show, awful. But if that was a pre-show where you got a
Bathroom break.
where you got like a little segment, then you got a comedy match, that would be a perfect pre-show. And this match deserved to be on the main show, especially if this is a multi-paper. This was on. This was a Royal Rumble feud. This was, this is multiple pay-per-views.
But
here.
if I can say this, man, that slot between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, it's a throwaway. And I went in.
I said this last week on the pay-per-view. You said it's still a pay-per-view.
I know, it's still a pay-per-view, but that's still you still have to.
I'm saying, but with like the placing of it in the show, you could have definitely just have it right there where the peep show was, and then put the peep show in the pre-show, and put the comedy match on the pre-show, and then have this title match. I mean, I know it's a U.S. title, but have this 2 out of 3 falls with a former world champion. All these little things a part of it on the main show. It just.
I mean, in hindsight, I just go like, I get it. This was a throwaway. It's a pay-per-view. It should be. And one of my biggest grievances is that you have situations where the build sucks, but then the show is it really like makes up for how much the build sucks because it's still a pay-per-view. It's still a special event. So the wrestlers take on that persona and they go out there and give their all. Let's just say the right pieces weren't on the board for this one, for the show to really outdo itself. Again, you look at the gaping hole of star power and talent that are either injured or gone from the roster or anything like that. So I can't look at Fastlane and say, oh my God, WrestleMania looks bleak, but I can definitely say there's cause for concern. Moving forward, but like you mentioned the pre-show, Kalisto retains. And you got, who did you say?
I said Kalisto. He picked Del Rio. Yeah. So it's 1-0 Jake for those keeping up at home. And then we go to the regular show, going into Fastlane, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch versus Naomi and Tamina. This was a good little match to start things off with. I mean, it definitely didn't save the show by any means. The psychology was, cutting off the ring, Tamina and Naomi, working on Becky Lynch. Even at one point, Naomi running around to take Sasha Banks out, making sure Becky Lynch wouldn't make the hot tag, but eventually does spill over to the hot tag. Sasha and Becky win. That's
double submission, but it was the bank statement that Naomi tapped out to. But you get the disarmer to stop Tamina from breaking up the submission. Mm-hmm. The only thing I saw about this is that it was just a feel good match for the baby faces. I thought Naomi I think Naomi's better than this, and that's all I'll say about that.
I like Naomi's work. I think I was pretty sure that the only thing Naomi and Tamina have storyline-wise is they worked good as a team. So having them lose this match really kind of puts a damper on their character. And plus, if you're going to have a 3-way at Mania, like that looks like where they're going to with Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha, why not have them lose this match? And that creates tension between all three of them going into Mania.
Well, Tamina and Naomi are the biggest, baddest bitches on the roster. You look at them, just size. The idea is that they're large and that they're intimidating. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't show in their efforts to win matches either individually or a tag team. Remember, this is not, there's no tag team division in the women's division. Mm-hmm. But this reminds me of when Beth Phoenix and Natalya were a tag team, or they were a duo. The biggest, baddest bitches on the roster, and they're losing to like smaller, less talented. Not saying that whatchamacallit is less talented. The talent's there, but when you have someone like Tamina, and even though I don't have a lot of faith in her wrestling anymore because she wrestles scared. Naomi, I feel like she should be the number one babyface in the company. I think for her athleticism, her charisma, her mic skills, and just how sexy she is, you know what I'm saying? And in this day and age, like someone like her, I just feel it's better than this, Like I think she has a lot of things, and I don't know. It was a feel good for the baby faces, but I really believe that if this year things don't turn around for Naomi, I think she's better off not in the company.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. Well, I mean, it was a feel-good moment for you because you tied up the predictions game 1-1 going into Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler.
Wait, but before that, though, Machine Gun Kelly, apparently, way to sell, baby, way to sell.
I was right there, yeah.
I think the last time we've seen him was him getting dropped on a table by Kevin Owens from the ramp.
Yeah.
He just happens to be there, and they didn't bring up the last time he was there. Which I go like, shame on you, WWE. Shame on you.
Yeah, recurring character, I guess, Machine Gun Kelly. But I thought this was a good match, but I mean, I think I saw better ones between them on Raw. I mean, it was kind of weird to get into this match because, although I would watch it every show, there is no specialty to it. We saw it on Raw, we saw it on SmackDown, I think we saw it on Raw again. So to have it just on this show, it kind of, like you said,
Ziggler is a waste of he's a waste of airtime.
Yeah, Kevin Owens wins with a pop-up powerbomb.
But it's the Rainmaker. It's the Rainmaker bomb. It's like it's evolved. It's something I wanted to point out. Is like what's cool about what's happening with Kevin Owens' character is that it's evolving, and part of his evolving is adapting to his finisher. What's been happening with his finisher is that people have been jumping over it. Right?
Yeah.
He throws them, they take the momentum, they jump over. He's canceled that momentum for them to jump over by basically, it's like he's, what's the word? Promenade or do-si-do. What do you call it when you...
Like a boomerang type of...
Yeah, boomerang. Like a Rainmaker. What the Rainmaker is, he takes them, he spins them out, and he brings them back in.
Real quick, real tight.
Yeah, and that's what I've noticed this over the past week, that Owens has been his pop-up bow bomb has been nothing but a whip, boomerang, bring back, shoot him up, drop him on their ass. That's how he won the championship.
There you go.
And I find that there's attention to detail, but I really hope that he maintains his pop-up power bomb that way. I like to call it the rain bomb.
All right, yeah, you heard it first. The
rain bomb, well, the Rainmaker bomb.
Nice. And I thought this was a solid pay-per-view so far. The pre-show was better than expected. Then we had two solid matches right off the bat. But I would say right here at the six-man, I would say ultimately until maybe the main event, even AJ and Y2J really couldn't hold it up because it really just went into this big lull. The Wyatts versus Big Show, and Ryback and Kane. I guess we were all, me and Peter at least, and everyone I kind of read on Twitter and everything said the Wyatts are going to win to take out Brock, and that's going to go into Mania. I was looking forward to that feud at the time, but no, Big Show, Ryback, and Kane won, beating the Wyatts. I think everyone was stunned. We both didn't pick that. So the score for us remained at 2 for me, 1 for him.
The Titans,
yeah,
the Titans of the WWE. It was almost as if the Titans were WWE and the Wyatts were WCW. That's what it felt like. Like, really? No, like a war inside your own company that doesn't exist. Chill, dude. What the fuck? You build these guys up and then, just in good fashion, because what did they got for these guys? Even for Kevin Owens and Ziggler, this IC belt, I predicted that the IC belt would go to Ziggler because they're not going to put the IC belt on WrestleMania. And come to find out this Monday, Owens is not even there.
Yeah, okay, we'll get there.
I know we get there, but I'm just saying, and then the Wyatts and the Big Show and Kane, it's what do you have for these guys?
Yeah, this makeshift tag team wins against this faction that you're supposed to set up. I mean, I know that you had other plans for Brock at this point, but I mean, this is a faction you could probably have kept strong by just giving them this win on this throwaway match.
It was throwaway pay-per-view, okay?
Yeah, then we go into Brie versus Charlotte. This match was definitely the worst match on the card. Brie, I think, messed up almost every single offensive maneuver she tried to pull off.
I think both of them was a train wreck, man.
If you watch other matches with Charlotte, she does not mess up every single move. If you rewatch this match, Brie messed up every single move. She didn't even tap out enthusiastically. If this is Brie's last match, I wish her all the best. I wish her the best on these reality shows and on the farm that you and Daniel Bryan live on, but never get in a wrestling ring again.
Charlotte, they both were a train wreck, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, this was especially that when she tried to put in a yes lock, that how Charlotte reacted to that was probably, and then that entire situation in itself was like, oh my God, this is the most cringe-worthy thing that I've seen this year. So both of them take part in such a shitty match. It should have been shorter, and it should have been cleaner.
I'll say Charlotte. You say these negative things about Charlotte, but she can but she can at least wrestle against every other lady on the roster.
Don't get worked up.
This is a show. She can at least wrestle on everybody else on the show. Every other diva, she wrestles and it's an okay match. Brie cannot do that. Her offense consists of moves that either her sister or her husband got over. She cannot get a move over herself. She is the worst wrestler on the women's roster.
I agree that she's not she wasn't qualified to be in this match. She wasn't qualified to be in this match. But they're telling a story. They're telling a story. And they're trying to give into it. I mean, buy into it. I guess that this was going to be a no contest. But just to see the performance between the both of them, I just hope that they never return to this ever again. Because I was thinking maybe they go into WrestleMania or something. But I'm like, dude, it was. Both of them should be embarrassed by that performance, and it's like, when you look at what they got moving forward, it's to hide a lot of flaws in Charlotte's, just everything about Charlotte, other than the fact that she's doing well for being an asshole. She makes a really great asshole, but her old man is holding her back for being the complete heel that she can possibly be. Ric Flair is too fucking over. He's too fucking over for her to get the immediate heel heat that she's actually trying so desperately hard to get.
Fair point. We go into AJ Styles versus Y2J. I thought this was a pretty good match. AJ going for some high risk moves, but getting cut off by AJ diving off to outside the ring, but Y2J stopping it with a kick, going for a springboard, but Y2J answers with a springboard of his own, shaking the rope. I really like that. But then there's these two major, I would say, sloppy type maneuvers botches. Yeah, the powerbomb off the top rope was a major botch, and then he kind of had a hard time getting him in the Styles Clash. So I would say that sloppy finish really took me out of the match and stopped the match from being as good as it could be. But I still enjoyed the match. But it was just in between 4 bad segments and matches. Yeah. So it's hard to even look at this match as something as good as it could have been because of the finish and because you can't put a diamond in a pile of shit. It's still gonna smell bad.
It's too rushed. It was too rushed. I think the chemistry between AJ and Jericho hasn't really developed. I think this was one of those matches that was rushed. They didn't have to do it now. I wish they would have just probably had a segment. I think a segment between the two of them would have done just fine. Of them moving forward to WrestleMania, maybe get somebody else involved, get the Miz in there somehow. But it seems like they probably partied too hard last night. The chemistry was definitely off, and to see Jericho almost break fucking AJ Styles' neck twice was very cringeworthy. Especially off of that the top rope, that power bomb. I got scared as fuck. I was like, that'd have been so bad to see AJ Styles have his neck broken. Yoshitatsu probably would have been happy, but who else would have been happy?
I know he did it to Roderick Strong, Yoshitatsu, and I know there's no hard feelings there between them two, but there's a Scottish wrestler who apparently is real pissed off, and the Bullet Club didn't really help matters because they were drunkenly shitting on the guy on their podcast, and I think there might be a lawsuit. I don't know what's going on with that.
I mean, well, either way, I'm just saying they would have been happy, but it would have sucked to witness that. The only thing that bothered me about this was the finish. The match itself was decent. I mean, again, even though they seemed like they were Michael Jordan, it was the flu game. He could have put over the Styles Clash, and that's why not give him the victory with the Styles Clash? He kicks out of the fucking Styles Clash. It bothers the living shit out of me. Why can't you just stay down for 3? He gets hit with the calf crusher. There's only been one time that he's used it since he's entered. He's only been on the roster for 4 weeks. He was thrown into this fucking feud right off the bat. He loses early in in a fucking even Stevens booking. He hasn't been able to put over the Styles Clash like he should. You know, everything else has been happening with this shit, and I just go like, you know what? Things are not looking good for AJ Styles moving forward. I just for him not to lay down for that Styles Clash says what's going to happen within his career moving forward with the WWE, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It does not.
You don't think like
look good.
Well, he's not going to be able to put the Style Clash on a lot of larger opponents. So if he switches up to a submission move, he can be able to put that move on everybody. Thus, like it would be a bigger and more versatile finish in the WWE. You know?
I hear you. I just go, well, Jericho isn't big. He could have put the Style Clash on him.
Sure.
Okay, he goes up against Kane. Okay, he goes up against, you know what I'm saying? Like, any big guy, Randy Orton. Okay, I get it. I completely get it. But he wasn't facing those guys. He's facing, okay, I mean.
You're right, yeah, a good, solid point. Yeah, we both agreed the end was not what we wanted it to be.
No, it's bullshit. Yeah. I mean, call a spade a spade.
And then I think we go into where we had.
I don't even want to talk about this.
Yeah, it was an okay pay-per-view at this point. There's nothing that happened. The Wyatt family losing was kind of iffy, but these two things that happened right here didn't make any sense. Edge and Christian do the Cutting Edge Peep Show. The New Day come out, and then they run down the tag division, and then the last thing they say is the League of Nations. The League of Nations come out, the New Day and Edge and Christian leave.
And they partner up to fucking clown the league.
Yeah, then they just clown. So, like, who got over in this segment? The guys who clowned your champions? The guys who clowned your former world champions? Nobody.
It was all to promote. And I told you, man, like, even last week, you know, it's a shame that the New Day had nothing for them. They had nothing for the New Day.
Do you think there's going to be a New Day League of Nations Match-a-Mania?
I don't know. All I know is that after this pay-per-view was this show called The Random Bullshit Piece of Shit, where over the heel trying to be zany, stupid assholes of awesomeness show with those two fucks. And I go like, you mean to tell me you're going to spend precious fucking network time and people wanting to see something and you get this just to promote your show? There was no other reason why this even happened. And it ended in a way that was like, wait a minute, well, who's over it here? And aren't they, and the New Day and Edge and Christian, they're now homies? Like, what the fuck, man? And I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think anyone knew. I don't think the writers knew. I think they kind of just knew, like, sloppily where they wanted to go. I think the New Day versus League of Nations is going to be a match at Mania, because, I would be upset if I was Sheamus, because he had the belt, like, 2-3 months ago, and now he might be in a 6-man.
Well, they came in and punked him down. That was the only cool part about this. He came in, it's like, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? Yeah. Like, we what?
And then you see how Big E was just like looking at Barrett, go, "What do you do? What do you do in this team?" I thought that was a pretty funny.
Oh no, I think we spoke too much about it, but this was only a plug for that fucking show.
Yeah. Then we had the Social Outcasts come out, and then randomly
Axel versus Truth.
Yeah. Goldust tries to help. Goldust doesn't help. Axel wins. Why was this match at this slot in the pay-per-view? I thought
bathroom break. This used to be the Diva spot.
Yeah, sure. But I think like if you already have a segment on a pay-per-view, which is kind of unheard of, that brings the crowd down enough to for the main event anyways. Once again, this was not shitting on this match, but the placement of the match was awful. They could have had
it was a waste of everyone's time. They're trying to advance this storyline between Goldust and R-Truth on the road to WrestleMania. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Just put it on the pre-show. Put it on.
Just don't do it at all. How about this? Like, I think that first 2 weeks was cute. I think they could have, by now settled what they want to do in terms of either A, these guys are going to team up, or B, have them going at each other's throats. Again, they're not even the bottom shelf of placement of where attention should be going towards WrestleMania. They shouldn't even be. They're like the bagged cereal.
Oh, I just think.
And we're talking about one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, like in my top 3. Goldust, I love him.
Well, I think there's. You need an undercard, maybe face tag team, like to face like guys like the Ascension, Social Outcasts on like main event superstars. I think like they're gonna build to these vignettes, they're going to team up, and then they're going to just be a little tag team for superstars in main event. I don't think it's going to go really anywhere.
They're investing a lot into this. So I imagine something cool's gonna happen. But like, man, this is one of those times where I ain't trying to hear the labor pains. I just want to see the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I think 4 weeks is long enough for time for this, and you should already come up with a conclusion. It's not like, unless you got something for fucking WrestleMania, man. You need to focus on what's important.
Sure. I think it's gonna. Yeah, you're right. And then we go into the main event, which I think this was. I mean, not as good as the pre-show match, I think, but I thought this match was really good. Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
I think the psychology was dumb. You're talking about something with great potential, and then it turns into sort of like a bro fest. Of, if I can think of any other means, Lesnar wasn't featured in a means that his importance. He was featured that he was the heavy of the group, but like it turned into Reigns and Ambrose, like spots where you get the two fucking spots on the announcer's desk. And they go into the ring and fight. I just go like, what? What are you doing? This is a triple threat. This is not a one-on-one, a mano-a-mano. The whole thing with Ambrose is like, hook or crook, I'm going to win. I'll turn on you to win. I'll do anything and everything to win. And then it turns into them being like the Shield until they take out Brock Lesnar, where he's the most vulnerable to be pinned. And rather than to fight over to pin the guy, they go into just a fight. They did this before. This happened before.
I don't know. I thought
this is stupid. It was dumb. I think they could have booked that way better than what they did.
I don't know. I liked the psychology where Brock Lesnar was virtually just owning the two. He suplexed each guy like 5 times at the beginning of this match, but then they overcame Brock. They thought they took him out, and then it was just down to either one of them two.
Then why don't they go and wrestle? Why don't they go and fight over who had the opportunity to pin Brock Lesnar?
Because then they had to get him in the ring. They had to take his monster out.
You know what? They got enough fucking. They had enough.
And then
fucking
ultimately,
strength. Wait. They had enough strength and enough gall to drop him on 2 tables, right?
Only one guy gets to pin him. You can't.
I know. Then you fight over who pins the guy.
So that would have just been a little spot.
Awesome. That would have been awesome.
It would have just been a little spot that happens all the time at 3-ways. This is the only 3-way
You
I
mean
can
to tell
think
me?
of. Well, I'm not. I'd let you say your whole thing. And then they went into each other, and then ultimately the guy who's crazy wild did not think about what his actions. Like he was hitting Brock Lesnar, didn't think about Roman turning on him. They couldn't stop Brock Lesnar. They tried with tables, chairs, and everything. I think it worked good for Brock. Like everything was all about Brock on this. Once they thought they stopped him, they went for each other. But if they went to try to pin him, like then one would get mad and then the other one would get mad. I mean,
then that's the beauty of it. I think that's
happened in 3-ways since the 90s.
But I think that's the beauty of it. The idea is that, like, look, the Golden Goose. I mean, winner takes all, right? You got 3 guys in there. One is like his own universe. The other 2 are bros, and they're bros from a faction, basically holding. They're from a faction that basically has been holding down the WWE for the past 2 years. Well, past 3 years. When did 3 years since the Shield?
I know there was two manias with featuring the Shield. So like 3.5, 4 years.
Well, you reach critical mass, and like. They both have an opportunity. One has an opportunity to headline WrestleMania. The other one, this is his first time ever in a position to headline WrestleMania. The stakes are pretty high. That's what they've been talking about the entire build between the two. You see him drifting more and more apart. Now, I get it. They're friends. They're bros. They're competitive, just like any close friends playing video games, playing, basketball. I ain't trying to get you to beat me. Fuck that, right? But the difference is there's a third party. That third party is Brock Lesnar. And other than saying getting tossed by him and then ganging up on him, I think there should have been a fight to get to him to get the pin. So they drop him twice. They dump the stuff on him. I go, well, this guy is primed for a pin. So why don't you...
Wait, they lay on the stuff to pin him?
Yeah, well, they laid the stuff on him.
And then they lay on the stuff?
No. They should have never piled the stuff on him.
That's okay.
Because, like... I would think, just my own stupid fantasy booking would have been both of them pick him up throw him in, and then Dean Ambrose jumps on him to pin. And then Roman Reigns like, fuck you. He takes him off and he goes for the pin.
Yeah, like every three-way that's ever happened.
You know what? Who cares? Well, I mean, it's wrestling. Like, what are the variations? It still tells an interesting story.
Well, I think that's like the teeniest little detail. It doesn't matter that much. They're going to wrestle anyways. You're getting to the point where they would wrestle. They both knew they were going to wrestle, so they got back in the ring and wrestled.
You want to build the tension? Then you build the tension with what at stake. The championship belt, and not, well, we're just going to fight because we're in a match against one another. It got interesting when the chair came in. Now we know the sensitivity to the chairs, and say Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, and say, Seth Rollins, him basically breaking up the Shield with a chair. They could have done more with that. The fact that, like, oh man, another chair is involved into the relationship of this group, and they didn't. It just turned into LOL, Reigns wins.
And pinning Dean.
Yeah,
so, we all knew. There was a lot of hype from Raw, and everyone wanted Dean to win and everything because he was kind of like not Roman as far as the fans go. But, Dean was in there to take the pin. You can't pin Lesnar because that kind of kills his credibility, and you already knew Roman was going to win.
LOL.
Yeah,
I knew it. I was like, "Fuck!" Like they're telling a story right now.
Yeah, Triple H comes out, holds the belt up. It was like, okay, this. To say cookie cutter is an insult to a cookie cutter. This was just the most bland pay-per-view. No surprises, no nothing. If it was just kind of thrown together. They kind of didn't want to give too much because then that would ruin the Raw build for Mania, and they didn't want to not give you anything. It was just kind of just there. Like Peter said, he forgot about it. This is Wednesday. It wasn't even a week ago, and he's forgetting about this pay-per-view.
And at the end, it hit me. I said, because it's like, okay, Brock Lesnar is nowhere to be found. Dean Ambrose is nowhere to be found. They set up this spot where Triple H comes out. They stand in front of the WrestleMania thing, and I go like, this was a complete. This is a throwaway event. Everything about it, and it was all just to have that shot. That's all this entire 3-hour show was all about that one shot.
Yeah, and people were booing throughout, booing.
Oh yeah, heat, baby. But what do you expect? It's fucking WWE Fastlane, and if this fucking injury bug, man, maybe it could have turned out better. Maybe it could have.
Well, we'll never know.
Oh, God damn.
But with that said, I think Raw was pretty good.
What do you? All right,
a lot better than Fastlane.
Yeah. I think I would say SummerSlam.
I was pretty upset.
SummerSlam was better than Fastlane.
Well, I don't know, John's. That's two things I don't want to compare. That's too bad.
They were both horrible.
That's lumped into horrible over there. But
what was your overall take on this show? Was it a positive one?
Fastlane
was it
or Raw?
Raw. We're done with Fastlane.
Yeah, I liked Raw. I thought it was great. It definitely leaving Fastlane. I was just upset that I was like, what if they're gonna go with Brock and Bray at Mania? Why the fuck did you just kill the Wyatt family? What are you doing? What are you even trying to set up? But then they answer my question right as they kick off Raw with Brock takes out Dean when Dean's pulling into the arena for ruining his chances. I like how they filmed it like it was like a YouTube, like someone just happened to stumble across it.
Fan
cam. They put it on Facebook earlier in the day. There was fans there waiting to see these guys pull up. So they got, I don't know. Every time you go to a WWE event, there's about a couple dozen to a couple hundred people that just wait there. Like I've seen them there 10 a.m. for a show that's that night. They just wait to see these guys pull in during the day. And I can't imagine being those fans seeing that. That would have lost my shit.
A nice little piece of theater for you guys.
Yeah. So and Brock, it was a Brock beatdown, so it looked awesome. And I think we'll get into it, but I think this is a great feud, a great dynamic of the guy who won't stay down and the guy who takes everyone out.
So they're in Detroit this week,
for sure.
And you talk about the road to WrestleMania. We got these next couple of dates. It's like Philly, Detroit, Chicago. Yeah. It's like big. It's big. It's like the marks It's like the road to WrestleMania is like the yellow brick road of Markville, USA.
It does not look good for Roman Reigns.
It does not look good. Maybe for Philly. I think Philly's in there. I think they're going back to Philly in there at some point, but I think Atlanta's in there somewhere. But yeah, it's we all remember everyone thought that everything turned around when he went to Philly. And once that same crew of people that was booing him for winning the Royal Rumble was screaming, "You deserve it!" A year later, and it was like, "Oh yeah, things turned around." I'm like, "Nope, don't believe the hype." I mean, I think almost to a certain degree, I still believe that they were trolling us to thinking that things were good. I think they were being trolled. They were being like, "Oh yeah, yay, Roman Reigns! We hate this motherfucker. Let's give this impression that he's actually we like him." But yeah, this overall, positive, very positive show. It starts off great. They go into the whole Vincent K. Senior legacy of excellence.
Vincent J.
Whatever, yeah, And who did you think was going to get it?
I thought it was either going to be Vince or Hunter, and it was worse. It was Stephanie.
Man, the heat from that fucking, when she got it, the crowd said, boo. She got in there, she sucked in all that heel heat. It was great, especially when she was like, "I'm so honored," and boo, it's like Vicky Guerrero, man, and everyone's so supportive, man. That was comedy gold. I think Stephanie has her moments where she comes off a little flat, and then there's sometimes when she's in this sort of denial that she's hated, she comes off fantastic. This is one of those things, and just when she's about to fucking give her speech, she's like, "I didn't have any." She's like, she had a speech ready, not knowing that she was going to win the award. The irony of it. She whips out her thing, and then, boom. Now, did you watch this Monday?
Yeah.
When you heard that fucking music, what was your reaction?
Oh, I was stoked. I didn't think that would happen was going to happen, but I was excited. I mean, everyone loves Shane McMahon for the 90s, doing all these crazy stunts to prove himself in the back. My favorite match was the Kurt Angle match. I think it was at King of the Ring one year where the glass wouldn't break. He kept just suplexing him into this glass that was set up on the stage. And then the Backlash versus Big Show and Test when he jumped off. So immediately I'm thinking of these stunts, these awesome things.
He had a lot of say in the booking, and then some good booking. Yeah,
the Jordan 1s on the feet, skipping around, doing the Shane dance.
Yeah, I just go when I heard it because I like his song.
Yeah,
it's like his song is so dope. It's good lyricism, good beat. I don't like the hook. Here comes the money. I don't like that, but I like the song. But to see him out there, I go fucking WWE pulled one on us. They don't get to pull one on us too often because there's always spoilers and spoilers and dirt sheets and it's you hear something through the grapevine. The only thing we heard through the grapevine with this was the fact that they had determined that the opponent of WrestleMania, the opponent for Undertaker at WrestleMania was not a person on the roster. That was the dirt sheet that was saying, this sort of cryptic message. And people were thinking, was someone from another, this, blah, blah, blah. But it's, we find out later, him coming out, we get to that later, but it's a really good segment because it's basically airing out dirty laundry.
Yeah, when Shane does come out, we get, holy shit, this is awesome, you still got it. And that was before he even cut a promo. Fuck a match.
He cries, too.
Yeah, he cuts a promo and everything. It's pretty wild. He pretty much says him and his dad cut a deal back in the day where his dad owes him one, and he wants control of Raw. Mm-hmm. And his dad's like, "What the fuck? You're not just gonna get control of Raw."
And Stephanie's like, "What the fuck?" And he's all like, "You didn't know." And they go back and forth. It's like, "Hey, the only reason why you and Hunter are doing this because I allowed you. I haven't lost my place in line." And that's something that I'll talk about when we get done with this
he kind of runs down. He says stocks were down, which he says ratings are down. All these things are down.
He's all Jericho all of a sudden.
Yeah, pretty much there's only a handful of guys who can get away with saying this. Shane being his being Vince's son is one of them, saying all these things, and then he wants control of Raw. He wants it back, and then Vince says, "Well, you're going to get it back at Mania if you can go against Undertaker. My guy's Undertaker."
Yeah, one match, one night.
At first, I thought it was going to be where Vince puts his guy, and then Shane's going to put his guy. Which, I mean, the rumor was John Cena, and there's like that poster that came out, so I thought Shane was just going to pick John Cena. But no, Shane versus Undertaker, and then the kicker, Vince says, in Hell in a Cell, because Shane always has to have a Shane McMahon match is a stunt show. I hope it's going to be like that, but I mean this is 46-year-old Shane, not 32-year-old Shane doing all those crazy stunts. So I hope it's like that. I'm fearful it's not going to be, and I'm also fearful if you remember the Raw after SummerSlam where the Dudley Boys got that big nostalgia pop. I'm worried that we're going to see too much of Shane, and it's going to kind of turn into that.
I have my idea.
Where people aren't going to be excited to see Shane anymore. They're going to realize he's not that, he's not a worker. He's not this thing. It is going to be a stunt show. But if they keep him back, they keep Undertaker back. Undertaker is going to be on this Raw coming up. But if they keep them both, I think less is more with this feud. It is a nostalgia match. It's a nostalgia feud. So pretty much the build was done 15 years ago. Like let their legends like push this along, and not do too many things to work against it.
Hey, there's so many factors to this. I say ultimately that first I'm gonna start with Stephanie.
Okay.
What's significant about Stephanie and the return of Shane O'Mac is that Shane O'Mac is kryptonite to Stephanie McMahon. The only person like Stephanie's role in the company is to walk around and to chop up the nuts of every male worker.
Yeah.
In the WWE, the person that she has absolutely no control over, she has no muscle, no influence, is Shane McMahon. She knows he is the heir apparent, regardless of whatever accolades she's done with the company. Whatever she's still little sister, and it's an amazing dynamic to see. Where she just basically, seriously, in that role, she's like, "Get out of my ring." He's like, "Who do you think you're talking to?" Right? That in itself is just like, boom. That's you're nothing to what Shane is. As for the booking of the Undertaker, I don't take it serious. I don't take it serious at all. I think you're looking at a guy who's in his 70s. He's surprised by his son's return. I mean, is he the prodigal son? Nah, not really. He's the old lion. He's coming to take out what Lion King. What the hell?
Mustafa. Mustafa and Simba, yeah.
Yeah, he's Simba. Mustafa is Vince. So he's like, holy shit, I have to protect what I have. Simba's like, like he's like, yo, dude, this is not just me. This is as much my business as yours, and as much as my 3 sons' business, right? So they go over into this shit, and I go, the stakes are higher in the fact outside of the match versus the Undertaker is that the influence of Shane McMahon over the company. So when Vince is like, "Oh, look, what do I do? How about you face the Undertaker?" Yeah, right. I saw a post like someone says, "Does Undertaker even know this shit?" Right, right. The way they've been booking recently, and it's in a Hell in a Cell, right? So I felt like he was more like he was in a moment of panic to stack the odds against his son to prevent him from winning, and the deal is, hey, if I win this match, you win Raw, and if Undertaker beats you, you give me the key to this fucking lockbox.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he was talking about.
What the hell is in this lockbox?
Maybe all the money that the Chinese Netflix is making, because that's what Shane's doing nowadays. Yeah. I guess besides entering Hell in the Cell
actually,
matches.
He started that. He's out of that. He's actually
he's done with that?
Yeah, he jump started this, and then he moved on to something else. I think he's actually in Germany right now doing something. Like, he's a person who goes in, he starts businesses, and then he leaves it to the people that hired him to start the business.
Well, there you go. I guess that's cool. Yeah, I just have my doubts. I have my worries about this match because, of course, Undertaker's not a full-time wrestler. He's getting up there in age. Shane's up there in age now.
And why is the Undertaker a fucking lackey?
Yeah, there's tons of shit wrong. Like, I could see it, especially in Dallas, where it's like these two, like, big money-making guys putting two guys in the match to wrestle. I mean, that's kind of like a feel, especially since I thought it was going to be John Cena at first. But, this match is odd. It's crazy, but I think it got people talking about Mania. Like, I went to a restaurant down the road, Crafter, where I know a few cooks who are into wrestling, and they...
Which ones?
Matt Ledbetter.
Ledbetter, okay.
Why we don't need to know. But they were stoked about, the fucking Shane McMahon coming back. They had none of this stuff we're saying entered their brain at all about how... So...
the stakes are high. He had a big influence on the Attitude Era and how it was booked. His involvement, the fact that he was willing to sacrifice his body. This isn't just a guy coming. This ain't The Rock coming back. He's nothing more than The Rock. He has no say in the future of the business. It's not like Stone Cold or fucking Hulk Hogan or Shawn Michaels coming back. Those guys are just guys. They're workers who are legends in their own right. But moving forward, once WWE doesn't make or break with them, moving forward. With Shane O'Mac moving forward. What is he? He's probably in his early 50s?
46.
He's 46.
I said that several times.
Oh, sorry, man. I don't listen. He's 46. So that guy has at least 20 more years ahead of him of running a wrestling business. But I think
he wants to.
Ultimately, I don't see it happening. I think this is all hands on deck kind of a situation.
Yeah.
He's doing a solid for his pops.
I think if they didn't have, Rollins, Orton, Cena, and all those, and, Rock not being able to wrestle and all these little things, they would, this is definitely not first pick. But it's definitely an interesting pick.
It was great, though. It was so great.
This first segment was good. I think less is more with this feud. I think that the legends of the two men and the matches they've already had is enough to build this feud. Vince promo here and there, an Undertaker promo here and there. Let's keep it simple with the booking.
I feel like Undertaker. Okay, your guess on next week. Because he's coming back next Raw, Undertaker.
Yeah.
What do you predict his reaction to this will be?
I don't know. This is such a convoluted storyline, a crazy feud. I can't predict this. This is wild. This is like, what do you think?
I think Undertaker's going to turn it down. I think he's going to walk out and he's going to say, "Hey, fuck you, Vince. I work for you, but I don't work for you like this. You can eat a dick, and you can fight your own battles." I feel like that's what's gonna happen. He's like, "Yep, I don't. Hey, the dead man walks alone. You fight your own battles," and he's gonna bounce. And then I don't know next. I mean, the object is to get him to Cena. How they do this, I don't know.
You think that's what they're gonna do? You think they're?
Yeah, I think they're.
You think they're still working on? That's what I think. I think somehow Shane is going to be like pull the rabbit out of the hat. Is going to be like, it's not going to be me in there. It's going to be Cena in there. But I think they're just kind of using this that if Cena doesn't get healthy, you got this match. But as far as
he's not going to get into the ring.
Cena?
No. Shane O'Mac. I don't see him. It's too sensational to be taken serious. In my eyes, but if they do, hey, I'll put my foot in my mouth. But I just go, it's too sensational of a situation for me to take serious in terms of him actually get into the ring after 20 years of no training to go up against someone like the Undertaker.
He's training. He has a Muay Thai coaches and everything. I guess. Sending out videos of him training and things like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But you still, it's one thing to train, and it's one thing to be, working 300 days, out of a year.
Oh, well, what are you talking about? I thought you meant Shane is not going to wrestle this match.
No, he's not even going to step foot in the ring. He ain't in it.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. Well, yeah, I don't know who's talking about 300 days in a year, but I'm saying Do you think
like I don't see him walking into the ring just because he's been training. You know, like.
Do you think he's going to wrestle WrestleMania? Walk into the ring and wrestle?
No, not at all.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Well, I think I think that it might build to where Cena is Cena's that guy, but I think that they're just using Shane because they don't know if Cena's 100% yet, and then if it ends up that Cena's not even going to be there at all, then they're going to go with Shane and then have some kind of stunt show. Because the thing is like the way Shane McMahon has been able to get over the years is because he can do things that, Vince turns everyone else down. Shane McMahon, can say that the stock is plummeting when no one else can say that. Shane McMahon can climb up to the top of the set and dive off because no one else can do these things because no one's telling him no. So all these things that have been told no over and over again for the past 20 years, green light now. Shane McMahon has always been one to try to prove himself. So there's always the only thing that this match is more intriguing, I would say, than interesting. Like, people are just wondering what's going to happen and going to tune in to kind of watch a train wreck.
It's one of those.
If it goes down.
It's one of those storylines that just needs to play out. But I think ultimately there will be no Shane versus Undertaker. There'll be no. I just don't see it happening. I think. It's not.
Even if Cena is still injured, not being able to wrestle.
I mean, this is a storyline we just have to wait out for. We got 6 weeks. We got 6 weeks to Mania, and this immediate sort of on the spot booking of this match is nothing more than to hold it down until next week. And there's 5 more weeks for it all to play out. But in my humble opinion, I do not see Shane O'Mac in the ring doing anything. I see him playing a part in this storyline. Will Undertaker be involved? I don't think so either. I think
where do you put Taker?
Well, I think Taker in this entire situation between the McMahons is going to be non-existent. I think what will probably happen is if he does face John Cena, it's going to be completely separate from the power struggle storyline between Shane and Vince and the Authority. That's just my humble opinion. They're gonna rework it somewhere else, and it's just gonna be its own storyline without no wrestlers involved.
No wrestlers involved in a storyline for Mania. How would they build to anything? It's matches that set up Mania. Like, I don't see.
I mean, I'm just saying. I can't sit back and calculate it. I'm sitting back and waiting for the rest of the storyline. I'm not.
Oh yeah, but I don't think Undertaker is going to move from the storyline. I almost guarantee it. They're not going to put someone in there like a star of Undertaker and then move him around, especially because they don't have anything else for him. They were going to give him Braun Strowman. I mean, if you look at all the options they said, Shane is the one that the casual fans like. What the fuck? Shane is the one that makes other people tune in because people remember Shane from back in the day when it was more popular. So I mean, it looks like they don't have anything else for the Undertaker. I think this is, like you said, this is like all hands on deck, last ditch effort to try to pull a main event match in some kind of convoluted way with Taker. And then if you put it in Hell in a Cell, you can do a lot of bells and whistles around Shane McMahon, like they've done in the past, not being able to really wrestle. But we went into
Lucha Dragons and Neville versus the New Day. And the only thing that was over in this match was when they gave their little box in the corner. They get shooting their little box promo. They pull up a fucking box of Booty-O cereal. That was probably the most over thing in this entire segment.
Oh no, dude! The most over thing was a 450 from the apron to the floor.
That was beautiful. But I've seen that before.
And did you see the guy from after Neville landed on?
Yeah, it was great.
Kalisto ran up and then springboarded 450. I have never seen that.
Yeah, it was great. That was great. That
was way more over than any kind of Booty-O cereal.
No, I just thought it was pretty funny when they whipped out that fucking box of cereal and with questionable graphics. By the way, I laughed. I really laughed.
Kofi pinned Sin Cara for the win
because he almost takes off his mask.
Yeah,
it looked bad at first. I was like, oh, I get it. He tried to take off the mask. Sin Cara got distracted, put the mask back on. He got hit with Trouble in Paradise, and the New Day win. And honestly, once you think about it, I go, they could have just easily put this on Fastlane. Honestly, I mean, I get it that Kalisto had to defend the belt, but they could have just done this on Fastlane with the New Day.
But Kalisto have 2 matches one night?
No, just not have the match with Del Rio at all.
Oh, no, that was the best match. You can't do that. I mean, that would... I don't know. We go on to Brock and Heyman promo. This is a really good spot.
But before that, though, you get Roman Reigns with JoJo, and he basically cuts another lame promo in the back talking about the attack that Brock Lesnar put on Ambrose and how he felt about that, and then he talks about his fight with Triple H moving forward at Mania. There's going to be no this and no that and no this, blah, blah, blah. This guy.
Yeah, then Brock and Heyman come out. Heyman's cutting that great promo, and like we said earlier with Brock jumping Dean earlier in the day, we get an awesome spot where they show the back. Ambrose steals an ambulance, drives it in to the arena, taking out trash cans and things, showing that he won't stop. Walks all the way down, gets F5.
And a neck brace.
Yeah, gets F5 and everything, and then asks for a street fight at Mania. Heyman tells him it's on, and then Brock steps on his face. This was a great segment. I was excited for Bray and Brock. That's kind of what I wanted to see this Mania, but this match, I saw where they were going, and I think this is a great dynamic, and this is going to be a great match. This might steal a show at Mania, because just the dynamic of someone who won't stop, legitimately the fans believe will not stop, versus someone who takes everyone out. Like, people are going to see who's going to stand, who's going to,
as you would call,
outlast.
The immovable object versus the unstoppable force.
Exactly.
But I don't know. It's going to be a street fight, so there's not going to be a lot of wrestling going on, per se. There's just going to be a lot of beatdown, and I almost think that it's not going to be a happy ending. I think it's going to be that match. I think it's going to be no different than, say, the house shows that Brock Lesnar has been in, and him just demolishing. The only thing is, again, just like in the triple threat, and I brought up, look, you got to suspend your belief at the door, because what's happening here is that is a no disqualification. And the chair came into play, and I thought something screwy would show up, but the chair came into play. Here, maybe something comes into play. Maybe what happens here in this match moving forward, because you're not going to sit here and think that Dean Ambrose has a fighting chance in hell in a street fight against probably one of the most accomplished fighters, wrestlers that the world has ever seen. So what you like I said last week, talking about Dean Ambrose, something about Brock Lesnar's psyche. Whenever he's giving him his best, and Dean is like, "That's all you got." He keeps getting up. Maybe it's gonna fuck with Brock. Maybe that's the storyline they're gonna go. He's gonna lose confidence. I keep giving this guy my best hits, and he keeps getting up. Am I losing something? Am I falling back? And maybe that's the psychology moving towards Mania. But we'll see. We'll see. Brains against brawn here.
Yeah. We get a Black History Month segment has been happening. Then we have the Usos versus the Ascension.
Oh, wait. So, wait. So he gets the F5, and then Brock Lesnar accepts the challenge.
Yeah, we said all this. We're moving forward.
Oh, no, I know. But sometimes when I forget that some things are said. I just want to make sure bases are covered.
Yeah. And then, we had the Usos versus the Ascension. The Dudley Boys cut a promo on the Usos. The Usos pretty much squashed the Ascension. But, heel Dudley Boys versus the Usos.
Brings up their dad rather than buying thongs. They should have been teaching you guys respect.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
But what I don't understand, what's so disrespectful about the Usos and the Dudleys being mad at them?
Because they thought that they could be in a tables match without them. They didn't ask for their help and things like that.
Oh. Okay. I would think that something a little more drastic than that would be more suitable, because it wasn't like they booked the match themselves for that tables match, and they actually teamed up together for the tables match.
Well, because remember the vignette, the Dudley Boys had to ask to be a part of it, and they said, yeah, we don't mind, yeah, you can join. So then it was all just a ruse to take him out.
But breaking kayfabe, but I don't see what they did anything wrong to the Dudleys. I still don't.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're supposed to cheer for the Usos, thinking they did nothing wrong against these jerks who are slamming them through tables. You are supposed to not like the Dudleys. You are supposed to not think that their logic makes too much sense and they're too prideful. These are things that you're supposed to pick up on. It helps their character.
Maybe.
Oh, 100%. That's like what's going on. You're not supposed to just have like a completely logical heel. People would just start cheering for him.
You got a point. Well, I'm indifferent about this thing though. I'm completely indifferent. I just go.
I think this is going to be a good feud that between Mania, you can't have Taker wrestle. You can't have Triple H wrestling too much. So this is a good feud that can just like be in the between spots of all these big segments they're going to do, and maybe leading up to a big tables match somewhere on Raw.
Let's see. Well, we'll see. I just feel like it's kind of like insta feud.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have a Y2J cutting a promo.
And Jim Harbaugh in the crowd.
Yeah, how awesome
which is funny too because
he was stoked too. He was just like,
yeah, he got up. Yeah, but this is the Jim Harbaugh I think that we want. When he was in San Francisco, very hard nosed, very stressed out, very you couldn't get a lot of personality out of. I think when he went back to his alma mater, I think he has a breath of fresh air. He's having fun. Have you seen him? He was on the Dan Patrick show like a week ago, and it was like one of the best interviews I've ever seen of him. He was having fun talking about his dad, talking about how he growing up and stuff. It's and him at the show. I go like, is he a wrestling fan? He did invite Ric Flair to his signing day, right?
Yeah.
He brought people of excellence. And Ric Flair was one of those people of excellence that was there. And I'm thinking, he booked him. So he must be a hardcore wrestling fan.
That'd be a good little thing to have, like, two, like, actual football coaches, like, maybe in a match where they got to throw in the towel for, two competitors or something. Like, because, having them do the famous stances and the filming, I don't know.
What are you talking about? What are you booking over here?
I'm just using Jim Harbaugh, making just a little joke.
Him in a match somehow?
You remember like the throwing in the towels where you have two guys where the loser and the guy okay, well, yeah, you have two famous football coaches famous for doing their stances and their groans and their faces.
Who would be the other coach? Chip Kelly?
Yeah, just anyone who agrees to it.
What football coach would you think is a WWE fan?
I would say who's the guy that he works for ESPN now? Chucky. I would say Chucky, the guy who's famous for doing the faces. He was Tampa Bay coach when they won the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I think he does Monday Night Football now.
Oh yeah, that's his name. Oh God, this guy.
Yeah, but he's famous for losing it. Doing the faces. So you can have them slamming the when a big spot happens where their guy goes down and they slam the clipboard, they rip off the headset just like they would in a football.
Why the fuck am I drawing a blank on his name? That's horrible.
I just know his nickname. Yeah, I can't remember. It's Chucky and like
no, because he has a brother as well. His brother is the coach for the Redskins. No. Yeah. What the hell? It'll hit me in a second. But I'm thinking the Pittsburgh Steelers coach.
Yeah, the current one or the guy who
Tomlin
lives in Raleigh.
Coach Tomlin,
the one who he looks like the dude now current.
Yeah,
I watch a lot of Steelers,
and he's just a stone faced. He's just his eyes are red. He looks serious all the time, but he's like a really cool dude. But he's like, Coach Tomlin, like he looks real serious all the time, but he's like a player's coach kind of guy, and I can see him being a big wrestling fan. I can see him. I picture him popping for Shane O'Mac, like yeah, Shane's back. So book it, Hardball Tomlin.
Let's see it. And we had Chris Jericho, Jim Harbaugh in the crowd. calls out AJ. AJ and him, have like a respect angle kind of a thing.
Yeah, they buried a hatchet.
Yeah, dueling chants. But then the social outcasts come out, and they kind of don't understand what's going on here. They want to wrestle him.
Not buying the bromance.
Yeah, there was a problem. These guys have already wrestled the social outcasts on a SmackDown, but it was, they did it again here on Raw. Y2J.
The fucking Jericho, I swear to you, man, I don't know where this power comes from. For the past 4 weeks, Chris Jericho has been booking matches. Like, here you go. Stephanie McMahon steps to him one day, and she's like, all right, whatever, just don't screw it up next time.
Well, Stephanie might still have that soft spot for
So
him.
Raw and SmackDown, this guy he's booked at least 5 matches. Like, if this is another one. He's going to be the Raw general manager. That's what's going to happen when if Shane wins and whatever this whole storyline with his pops, he's just going to go ahead and hire fucking Chris Jericho as your fucking Raw manager. He's already booking fucking matches. He has already the experience, right? And he's up there in age. He needs to call it a wrap at some point. Hell, he's prepared for this job. I like a Y2J general Raw manager.
Well,
Raw general manager.
I can see that. I mean, he does win tapping out Curtis Axel. Not much to the match here. Just kind of AJ and Y2J doing their spots. I liked how AJ saved Y2J at one point doing the springboard into the ring, taking out Slater here.
Yeah, because AJ Styles, he gets his ass handed to him. They show him getting his ass handed to him the entire match for Chris Jericho to come in for the hot tag. But then, that spot where he like launches damn near across the ring with the flying elbow, and then he throws his body over to the other social outcast members while Y2J applies the walls of Jericho.
Yeah, good spot there. I liked it.
Yeah, they work really well together. They call it
Y2AJ?
Y2 no.
Weak.
Sauce.
Do you see this happening where maybe Jericho turns on him?
Yeah, it's all a ruse.
Yeah. So then that's the match of Mania?
I don't know. I can't speak. I'm going to need 2 weeks to speculate.
Two? I think that's where they're going. I think they need Y2J and AJ at Mania. That's a Mania match.
I do say one thing. JBL was trolling us this entire match.
Yeah.
He has his moments when he calls out things, right? Super kick party, right? When he yells super kick party, it's a super kick party.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's fucking with us. But I think he said Red Dragon like 12 times. He said Red Dragon, Red Dragon, Red Dragon, Red Dragon. And I'm like, what are you talking? Stop trolling us.
Well, Adam Rose called Heath Slater Red Dragon for weeks. But now they changed it to where he calls him the Crimson Dragon. So I guess there might be like a little beef, like maybe something within their rights or something without.
I think it's an Easter egg because
sure.
I think it's an Easter egg kind of a thing because it wasn't that JBL didn't call him the Crimson. They got these zany names like the mongoose.
The wild mongoose.
The what?
It's something wild mongoose, right?
The unhinged something mongoose. They all got funny names.
They're wild. But
I just felt that he was sort of playing it. He was saying Red Dragon, and we all know as fans who the fuck would. I don't know what the fuck. It's a fish, okay? I guess we know it's a fish, but like outside of. If you didn't know it was a fish and you just happen to be a wrestling fan, you're thinking, this guy just keeps saying one of the best tag teams on the planet right now, over and over. And the speculation of them actually coming to the WWE too, like.
I think they did re-sign with Ring of Honor.
Okay, then maybe that's cause
I think maybe there's just I don't know.
They did that with the Young Bucks and the Super Kicks. Like fuck you, we need you,
This is true.
But it'd have been nice to see. Fucking white meat babyface O'Reilly in NXT. It would have been great to see. I think it would have been great to see.
I mean, it still might happen one day. Roman with Stephanie in the back. Stephanie pretty much just books Sheamus versus Roman tonight. Former world champion. We all remember that feud.
And Triple H. Oh, yeah, they're back talking shit about Shane.
Yeah.
Like he's a loser. Like they're both hands are tied. They can do nothing. They're powerless.
Yeah, I think that shows you is like they're just sitting there just like running him down, but then they kind of look at each other like
they're the authority.
They're jealous.
Yeah, they're the fucking authority. They had been the end all be all to what happens not only with the World Heavyweight Championship, but the entire roster. And now they're stuck to just bad-mouthing someone in the back.
Yeah.
You know? Bad-mouthing. They're powerless. It's a great... I like this part of this storyline that's being played out. That the fact that
these people
he's next in line.
Yeah,
and it's
these people that have been abusing their power for years are now getting their comeuppance, and it's it feels good, even though it is a it's a work, but it's a good storyline.
Yeah.
And you watch every show to have a good storyline, and
but their power has been nothing more than a placeholder. Like that. This is what the story they're telling us.
Too big for their britches.
All this power it meant nothing, and they're coming to grips with that. And we as fans are witnessing basically the return of the next in line. I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool story. If they stick to that storyline, outside of say getting a wrestler involved, at some point there's going to be some physicality, obviously. But if they can just focus on the inner family turmoil, they'll be doing themselves way more of a favor.
Yeah, sure. Then R-Truth and Goldust. Goldust gets a cake from R-Truth. R-Truth teases he's not going to just hit him with it.
Says, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then he just hits him with the cake. That's pretty much what happens.
Get done with this, please.
Yeah, then we have a rematch from that Fastlane, Wyatt family versus Big Show, Kane, and Ryback.
Exchange.
Except Roman wasn't in it. And the Wyatts, and then Ryback...
No, Bray and Face...
Roman was not in this match. Braun Strowman.
Strowman.
Sorry, Braun Strowman was not in this match. Bray took his place, and then they ended up winning because...
Because they're idiots and fucking Fastlane. That's why. Yeah. They're fucking idiots. That's why they won.
Well, Ryback leaves, ditches Kane and Big Show, leaves him dead in the water, forearm 2. I guess we get a heel Ryback now because he kind of cuts a promo leading to that. Do you think a Big Show Ryback match is big enough for Mania? Do you think a Big Show Kane match is big enough for Mania?
Ryback is delusional right now. It's 10 minutes in where he figures out that he doesn't want to be in a tag team. And then you look at the Wyatts and the fact that they've been booked so weak that they can't just outright beat the Titans again, even with their fucking... Even with the leader in the match, right? It's two things that happened. Hey, Ryback's delusional. What the fuck's wrong with him? We don't know. And fucking the Wyatts can't beat the Titans even at full strength.
Yeah, Harper hits a Michinoku driver at one point, looked pretty smooth.
Yeah, they can't, the fucking Wyatts can't win to save their lives. It took a guy, they had to be down a guy in order to win.
Down 2, I mean, they had...
So they won the match, but they're not booked strong.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it looks like,
fucking idiots.
I don't know where they're going to Mania with them. It's such a unique faction. They're over with the entrance. You put them over 2 years in a row. You put them against John Cena. You put them against Undertaker.
I know why.
If they don't have a match at Mania, it's a shame.
I totally know why.
Why?
I know why, man. It's because this WrestleMania, regardless of any and all matches that are booked, okay, we find out we got Ambrose and Brock. We find out, as of now, right, as we review this, we find out that there's Undertaker and Shane McMahon, right? And we got Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and Triple H.
And
so
Triple H.
You have the 3 bigger matches laid out.
Yeah, because nothing else matters. And this is what sucks about the WWE and the fact that the fact that they don't build stars to focus on everything's just whatever in the motions. Even, again, no Kevin Owens this week. Everything's just basically like... We got Triple H and we got the McMahons. That's all this WrestleMania is going to be. So when people like Kevin Owens and the Wyatts, and you got Goldust and R-Truth and moments, it just goes to show that they don't give a shit about anything else on that card. They don't go fuck. They're going to care about the Undertaker match. I guarantee you that. And if Cena's healing up, well enough, he'll be in there with Taker. But then the buck stops there. Everyone else just falls by the wayside, man. So that's it.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of 8-man tags, a lot of 5 ways, 4 ways,
17 ways. Fuck that.
Sad to say. We go into Sasha Banks versus Naomi. Tamina tries to interfere. Becky comes out, helps Sasha win. And then Charlotte comes out and says, pretty much like...
thanks for coming, Naomi. It's been fun.
Yeah. Charlotte pretty much comes out and shits on them, and they didn't say it, but I mean it's pretty much laid out for you. This is going to be the 3-way. It's already been a rumor. I think Charlotte actually might have slipped up and like given a little too much away at one point, but I mean it wasn't said, but it looks like that's going to be the ladies' match in Mania.
Ric Flair again needs to bow out in that whole Flair family thing. She's trying to be dastardly heel. Like I said earlier, she's tried too hard. Her dad's too over. It's just woo, woo, woo the whole time, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she can't really get out. She's trying to talk over the woos, and she sounds strained. But please, why? I get it. Maybe they're going to sell these at the shop. But that fucking tube top, that Bella-esque tube top that she was wearing.
I think she was kind of ripping on Nikki.
Yeah, but that she doesn't look good. That outfit was god awful. And I'm not someone who looks at like, oh, look at what they're wearing. But she was in like acid wash jeans and a fucking halter top that just looked horrible. It looked so bad. I think Charlotte's a little sexy. I think she is. But she does not look sexy in that shit that she had on. It was horrid. They were like, well, what we got left of Lana when she was doing the thing with Ziggler? Oh yeah, we got these jeans. We got this throw it on fucking Charlotte. It looked trashy. It looked horrible.
Yeah.
God, shame on you, wardrobe, for having her walk out looking that way.
And it kind of was silly because it was ripping on Nikki, who's not even in the ring. Not gonna probably be at Mania.
Well, they both wore those tops. It was just not. She took out the Bellas. I ended the Bellas.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of okay. I get where they're going with that.
Yeah, and she mentions that yes, from the higher ups, that one of you motherfuckers will be facing me at WrestleMania. That's what that whole thing was about.
And then we've already seen. I'm looking forward to this because. We've already seen that these 3 ladies and these combinations can go in multiple different ways. I think this is going to be a good match in Mania. It sucks that ladies like Natty, Naomi, and Paige won't be there, but they're trying to set a storyline.
Look at it, man. It's NXT. That's completely NXT. Like that's Banks, Lynch, and Flair. 1 year later. Well,
that's the story they're trying to push, and that's Triple H's baby, and I'm sure that he's pushing for that.
Fantastic.
I mean, you already have, and then you put the star power of having, I know you said bring him out, leave him at bay, but Rick being there definitely helps this match get on the card at Mania. Like having that legend right there at the ring helps.
But it's too overshadowed.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. I definitely agree with that point. But since he is there, I definitely think it helps her, get up on the card, get on these matches, have the belt. Like I think it just kind of, I don't know. Like I know exactly what you're saying, but I think it kind of works in this weird way where I think it would be silence if there wasn't any woos, and that kind of that might be worse than that. At least
it's not one of those.
Because it's not like he's trying to overshower. He's just a great fucking wrestler.
He loves it.
When she's she's cutting promos and everything, he'll be there like that's right, and that's like he'll say that's right with more charisma than all the other promos on that night.
Just his presence, he's Ric Flair. Yeah, he's awesome, and I think you could put him in the same room with Barack Obama. You could put him in the same room as fucking Kanye West. You could put him in the same room. You could put the fucking coffin of David Bowie in the same room as Ric Flair. And Ric Flair is going to overwhelm it. Like, that's just the way it's going to be. He walk into the fucking BET Awards, man. Woo! 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 It's like, hey, look, he could walk into the fucking Quran, right? Like the Quran. He could walk to the mosque. He could go down to the Middle East, go to that big-ass mosque, Mecca, and, like, walk in, motherfucking, woo! Like, that's Ric Flair. I don't give a shit. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And you take someone like his daughter who's clawing and scratching, I get it. He's the edge. That's what you're saying. He's the edge to get her on there. But maybe you got her to the fucking water, man. You got to let her drink.
Back up a little bit.
Let her drink.
I think after Mania we might see something like that.
I hope it happens before Mania.
No, they need him come out in front of that Dallas crowd. They know him from wrestling the Von Erichs.
You are trying to get Charlotte over, right? If anything, Rick is getting over. Rick is getting more over than anyone. Sasha Banks, that poor girl, she's involved. She's gonna fall by the wayside because of Ric Flair. Becky Lynch, that poor girl, they're all gonna fucking fall to the wayside while Ric Flair's on the edge and fucking 80,000 people are screaming "woo."
This is true. But then
speaking of which, did you watch? You don't watch TNA?
No, I watched. Sometimes I'll watch like a Trevor Lee match in season.
I'm talking about old TNA.
Yeah, I've watched TNA.
I bring it up because I came across. I don't watch it, but I came across someone posted AJ style.
I definitely watched then. Yeah.
Jay Lethal. It was a Jay Lethal imitation promo of Ric Flair when he was with Fortune,
totally.
and they're going back and forth. That was amazing.
Yeah, as big of a Jay Lethal fan as you are, I would definitely go back and watch it, especially his stuff in TNA where he did like the Macho Man thing and then he did the Ric Flair thing. It's kind of cool because you saw him imitate like the legends, and then now you see him. It's not more of an imitate. You see him come into his own as the belt with Ring of Honor. So,
but they're all of it together. Like it's like all the people that he imitated all into one.
Yeah,
right?
There's
all pieces of everything. But I'm just saying, like his promo, he did Ric Flair damn near better than Ric Flair did. He came out and Ric Flair was like, he wouldn't let him get it out, like because he's like, I don't know. If you haven't seen it, just Google or fucking YouTube Ric Flair,
Jay Lethal
imitation.
It's great. It's great.
It's scary.
That was years ago, but on Monday night we had League of Nations hyping up Sheamus for this big match. Then we get the Godfather in the Hall of Fame. Kind of cool. I mean, you already got Sting in there. Why not put like a nice mid-carder in there? The APA is going to induct him. And then we got Sheamus versus Roman Reigns, the match that no one ever asked for, but we've got it about 6 or 7 times this year. But pretty much it was a nothing match. What happened, though, was Triple H comes out in his old Triple H, Terminator-style, leather jacket, jeans, Triple H shirt, and, proceeds to whoop Roman Reigns' ass. Blood, pedigree on the steps. The crowd is going nuts. Definitely babyface reaction here. And then
for Triple H.
Yeah. For Triple H.
It was eerie, actually.
And then he holds up the belt, as you would do if you were a babyface. Gets that gigantic pop.
Cross chops, everything. I mean, it's pretty.
Oh, yeah, he cocks his fist just to do the cross chop. I thought that was a great
the speculation, like the video of Baron Saxton handing the bloody pill to Roman Reigns.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But that's some smart mark shit. Like, that's insider shit. Like, it's theater, you jackasses. Y'all honestly believe that much blood came from having his head slammed up against a piece of fucking plastic? Like, are you serious?
Oh, well, I mean, I think the old never, yeah.
I know you gotta suspend your belief sometimes.
There's always tricks, but I guess there's like legalities nowadays that having actual blood on TV.
Yeah, but this is the moments where they say red means green.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this was. And he's a handpicked guy. The situation itself, we get it. They're trying to make a hot thing because they're not banned. I mean, WWE is not a banned. They didn't ban themselves from blood. They just don't want blood unless it's on their own terms.
Yeah, we saw it with Brock and Undertaker.
And they got fined.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they got fined.
Oh, yeah.
And Taker paid both.
Oh, nice. That's what a gentleman right there.
Yeah, because it was his idea. It was totally his idea. He told Brock to do it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just thought it was a good visual with the blood and everything. Triple H is, we don't have the CEO Triple H anymore. It was a good, like, we now have, the old Triple H back. Like, it was definitely.
It was eerie though.
It was, but it was over as fuck. That's the thing that you can't really miss right there. Is like, this was the biggest pop of the night. I mean, And if you have people cheering because Shane O'Mac came back at the beginning of the night, and then you have a strong ending, it was a great fucking Raw.
A strong ending for who? For Triple H? That's not supposed to be that way.
Well, just like you said,
and just like Triple H, I'm going to fuck over. I don't give a shit. He knows where his job is to put fucking Roman Reigns over. Like
there's 6 weeks.
I know, man, but god damn it, Triple H can get in his own way, making this happen. You know this, right? He could get in his own way. Because as he's sitting there and his arms are covered in blood and he's whooping up on fucking Roman Reigns and the crowd is just losing it, right?
Yeah.
The referees show up. They boo. They boo the refs. They're like, boo. Fuck off. When he hits a pedigree on his ass on those steel steps. One more time.
Yeah.
One more time. And he thought about it. You see, he thought about doing it again. And it's like, no, he cross-chopping and fucking holding up the belt. Like, you're trying to get this guy over as a babyface Triple H. Right now, you're doing a horrible, horrible job.
I just think, I don't know, it's interesting how they keep putting Roman Reigns in these positions where people, it seems like other than Sheamus, they want anybody else.
This is awesome chance.
They want anybody else other than Reigns. It's going to be interesting, especially like you mentioned, like they're going to Chicago, they're going to Philadelphia. I think they're going to Brooklyn in there, I've heard on another podcast.
Yeah, man, it's like the yellow brick road, man.
So it's going to be hard for Reigns, and I think you might have to go the sympathy route at this point because that might be the only way to get him there. But they're definitely dead set on trying to get Reigns over.
But why? Why would you feel sympathy?
Well, I don't think they thought that it was going to be over like that. I mean, that's the crowd doing that. If Triple H came out and just whooped his ass, I mean, we get that almost every week on Raw. But then the crowd loving it so much, I think they didn't expect that. I think he got swept up in the moment a little bit, held the belt up like a face, did the cross
yeah,
shot.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, I think he went with it because if it's over, run with it. But I don't think they thought it was going to be this over. But I mean, it was a great way to end Raw. I thought it was awesome. I think you got 6 weeks, so I think they're gonna, Reigns is gonna get,
This is gonna be the shit storm that's gonna be WrestleMania. That match of just people cheering Triple H the entire match.
What they have to
WWE having to eat crow because Vince is we talked about this before.
They have to
Roman Reigns that's Vince's last guy. And he wants to stand by his guy.
I think they have to get The Rock somewhere heavily involved on Roman Reigns' corner to get people not to leave when this match is on.
No, everyone's gonna stick around. I think I see. Think of like ancient Rome and like the gladiator, like the lion and the fucking the punishment of whatever rogue soldier or some dude who broke the law, and the lion basically he's in there defending himself against the lion, and then the lion just eventually eats the motherfucker, right? That's people gonna stick around to see this. They want to contribute. This is gonna be the tomatoes and the fucking lettuce and the fucking carrots, every produce that you could possibly go and find at a goddamn grocery store is gonna be held figuratively at the fucking ring. Like, that's going to be the spectacle. The main event is basically the roasting of Roman Reigns on the biggest stage there is.
They see it like
Dude,
that.
it's going to be awesome.
But they don't want that. See, Peter, I understand what you're saying. You're saying it's going to be awesome, but they don't want that. They're going to try their best not to have that. And I think the way to do that is to have The Rock on Roman Reigns' side and have someone else in Triple H's corner. I don't know who you would pick.
Dude, The Rock already been to that. He already seen that. He don't want no parts. He wants no parts. He got a brand to protect. The last thing he needs to do is be on the side of someone that people hate. Like his brand is a little. When he ran in that fucking Royal Rumble,
yeah,
and that shit. Brock's like, fuck that. I want no parts of that. I guarantee you, he's saying, that's all right.
I mean, sure, that's on The Rock's end, but I'm saying from the perspective, once again, from the perspective of the company, you need to do something to get this guy more over. You have to give him The Rock on his corner. I would do something where, like, you push the family thing, and then maybe you have, Triple H push, like having, like, Batista or Shawn Michaels. There needs to be bells and whistles in this match, because as it is right now, it's not WrestleMania. It's not a WrestleMania match so far.
The only saving grace that Roman Reigns has to just shift everything, and it without him having to turn heel, is to be given a hot mic to address the crowd. That's the only thing. Like if he said, "Give Mike, all right, guys," and just like give him a Damian Sandow moment, right? Give him a CM Punk moment. Give him a moment where Mike is just hot and he has 5 to 7 minutes to say what he has to say to address the crowd, to convince them to get on his side. That's it. That's the only way.
But I don't think he has the charisma for that. That's the reason they're scripting his promos in the first place.
Well, I mean, if you listen to things and you listen to things, you read up on things. One of the things about Roman Reigns that people talk about is that the guy is actually like a really charismatic guy. That he's actually like a funny guy. He has a really quick sense of humor. He has he's a smart guy. He knows how to charm, right? But it's the micromanagement that is the WWE that prevents him from getting that out, right?
Who knows?
So all I'm saying is, no script, hot mic. This thing on. Hey WWE Universe, my name is Roman. Let me talk to you for about 10 minutes to get you on my side. And I think that's the only way that can. You can't put people in his corner because they're just gonna look like lackeys and fucking yes men. You can't do this with him. You can't turn him heel because Vince is completely behind this guy. Just let him address the WWE Universe, and they're either gonna reject him outright or listen to what he has to say. And once they listen to what he has to say, that's when you got him. Because as much as John Cena sucks, when they start to listen to his promo, at the end of it, they're cheering that motherfucker on. And it is mind-blowing. But I think it's just listen to what I have to say.
The whole thing with that is Cena was over at the beginning of his push, and then in a few years into it, he started getting booed. Roman Reigns has been getting booed since the beginning.
Not since the beginning.
Yeah, since the beginning. Since
the push. Since the ultimate push. Because the Royal Rumble, where he threw all those motherfuckers out, people were so excited for Roman Reigns.
No, before that. As soon as he took a shit in the coffee or whatever, the week after, like, no one gave a fuck about Reigns. People, I mean, but they're dead set on pushing him, so, I mean, it's not my company, push him. But WWE has not sold out, I think, a single event this year. And to expect them to sell out the biggest event is not going to happen.
Well, they're not selling out any events because you're not going to see a wrestler. You're going to a WWE live event.
Sure, but I'm saying they're not selling out Mania. They need to do something.
Oh, shit. No one's selling out. Hey, no one's selling out that building. The only person that's selling out, it's like they say 100,000.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's
like 120,000, actually.
They might need to, worry about it not looking embarrassing at this point. Because, I don't know their numbers or anything, but, 50,000's half full. They can't, that's...
And
they were at a building last Mania, it was 75,000, and I think they got up to, there's 76,000 because of the floor seats or whatever.
Yeah, but they'll lie. They'll always lie. It could be 2 people at WrestleMania this year. They're going to say it was 80,000 people.
Yeah, but people are going to see it. I don't know. And I think
it's harder to hide in
AT&T. Batista has already turned him down, and Batista then opened up his mouth and started talking about Titus O'Neil and everything. So I think they're done with Batista. There was rumors about having Goldberg there, but Dave Meltzer said that the WWE hasn't talked about Goldberg about coming back.
CM Punk.
Yeah, all that stuff. I don't believe the CM Punk thing, but I think if you have a match where you do something where Shawn Michaels is the special guest referee, using playing up Hunter is the authoritative figure, and then Roman Reigns says, I got my family. Here's The Rock. So then you have Shawn Michaels and The Rock out there, and you could do Shawn Michaels gets a rock bottom, boom. You do some spots with that. That's the only thing that can save this match and make it feel like a Mania match. Because right now it's
not the only thing. There's options. And when I'm
not saying that specific thing, but you have to have The Rock in there, and then to counteract The Rock, you have to have one of Triple H's buddies.
But you forget too. I mean, the WWE is its own brand. WrestleMania is the third biggest event in America. The brand itself sells, and again, if I end up down there, let's just say in 6 weeks, I'm like, I got my fucking WrestleMania ticket, motherfuckers. I'm going there to be amongst the biggest wrestling crowd there is on the planet. It's not like people are going to look at this card and be like, oh, I don't think I want to go. Someone in fucking, someone in Israel or someone in Italy, someone in France is like, I'm not going. Like, no, I'm going to USA. I go to USA. I go to WrestleMania. And I go to Raw after WrestleMania. And I'm fucking going to have a blast. You're going to go down there and have a blast. It's not about the show in particular. The brand itself has so many awesome things going on around it. I mean, I didn't even know until you told me that was the case. And you got NXT Dallas, ROH down there. Sure. You got all those people down there. Like, it's just party after party after party after party. And like I said, on record, if I end up down there, I'm going to party my ass off. Like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to be half of me. I'm going to be drained. I'm going to be fucking dehydrated. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have like warts all over my face and some shit. I'm going to have a missing eyeball, a couple of missing teeth. I'm going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So, I mean, as much as people want to, not saying you're doing a little, the doom and gloom of WrestleMania. I think
they got 6 weeks to make it better, but right now, Triple H versus Roman Reigns, who gives a shit?
I think it's going to be just fine. But until that turn happens within that 6 weeks with Roman Reigns, people are going to watch WrestleMania or show up to that WrestleMania match to fucking roast the shit out of Roman Reigns. And it's going to be so awesome. It's gonna be the greatest.
But you have to understand
it's gonna be so bad.
Sure, but you have to understand, like, you're virtually talking about making a mockery of the storyline they're trying to push. That would be they would consider that a failure. So what I would be saying is, if I'm in the perspective of the WWE, that is failing. Your ultimate babyface is getting the shit booed out of him for no reason other than they just don't like him. That is a failure.
It's one thing that you're forgetting too, though. There's a bottom line. The bottom line is the bottom line, the money that's generated.
Yeah, and that's been going down with this new thing. They haven't built new stars. They have to put Roman Reigns over.
Actually, there's two stats that's going on. There's the immediate stats and there's the overall stats in terms of financial. They just actually put out something not too long ago on how actually the WWE is doing great in terms of finances and all that stuff. I mean, they're doing awesome. But, there's long-term and short-term effects. The long-term effect, it looks really good for the company. Everything's up. But the short-term effect is the fact that things look shady, right? Things look like they will take a dip at some point. And it does boil into the storyline of the company that they're in the shitter in terms of booking and talent and all that stuff, right? That's where the Shane McMahon storyline comes in, and that thing stirs things up, because if he does come back, people are going to, investors, we're going behind the curtain, we're going to Wall Street now. They're like, we like this guy. This guy starts businesses, all of them successful, here. All arrows point to this guy, Gruden, John Gruden.
Ah, yeah, John Gruden, the other coach.
Is the guy that we will get behind.
Not John Gruden. Shane McMahon is the guy.
Yeah. John Gruden was, Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon is the guy that we have way more faith in than Stephanie, than Hunter, and ultimately Vince.
Yeah, because that is true. Because I have heard like a big knock on Triple H is that even though he's successful with NXT, investors meet him and look at him and say he's just
a wrestler.
He's just a wrestler. Whereas Shane McMahon's gotten a lot of flack for not being a wrestler over the years in the ring, but now he's playing. It's playing up right here. Where
he's a big player, man. The guy's an innovator. He is a jet setting motherfucker. He starts businesses around the world. This guy knows how to get it done, and he has a background in like wrestling booking. This guy knows what he's doing. Yeah, but sure. We just hope that it plays out. Let's hope. I mean, yeah, I'm not. I want Mania to be good. I'm not saying that, but I do think that that's what would make it good. Is just have The Rock in the main event. They've done it before. It saved The Miz and John Cena in 27. Different stakes.
And it plays more into it where it's a family matter member right here, and then that spilled over to other Manias. They already talked about having a Triple H Rock feud at a Mania, this could be what makes it happen. Have Roman get the belt, and then Triple H mad at The Rock next year at Rumble or Mania. Triple H and The Rock.
All right. I just.
And then that also will save this Mania.
You can't. I'm not saying that. I'm not ruling out your option. I'm just saying you want to get this guy over. He has to do it on his own merit. And that's just the way he has to. Not saying that it's going to happen. Not saying that I'm rooting for it to happen. They do what they want. It's their company. I'm just saying, you really want to get this guy over? Let him be himself. Let him do it on his own. All that bells and whistles will take more away from what you want to ultimately do with Roman Reigns, and that make him your top guy. We're getting spoon-fed this guy. It's the resistance. Yeah. That's all it is. We don't want to be told what to do. Even
Cena was like a mixed reaction. This seems like almost except for there was a little blip where he got the belt from Sheamus and then he beat up Triple H. Where it was a mixed reaction, like kind of with the Philly Raw and everything like that. But since that point, he kind of faded off to where it's just booze again.
I say this, and I think there's an unfair comparison between the idea of John Cena being the top guy and Roman Reigns being the top guy. And I say that just solely on technology. John Cena now, as the technology and social media and the Twitters and the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the IWC, it grew as John Cena grew.
Sure.
Right? So, you take Stone Cold. I think Stone Cold would probably had his trouble. Say if he would have had some trouble. I'm not saying it would have been great or to this level, but he would have had his issues if social media was around. Hulk Hogan would have had his issues. Shawn Michaels would have had his issues. Bret Hart would have had his issues if this social media aspect was around.
Other than Hogan, the guy as you named can work in the ring. I think that's what the thing is like this guy can't even work in the ring. He's kind of came in a family. He was kind of just like given this. Like everything was given. I think. I'm not saying he doesn't work hard. I've never met him. Never met Roman Reigns. But that's who he. It comes out as like this is too obvious. This is who we're supposed to cheer for. So we're going to boo it. Mm-hmm. But they've had 2 years to change it and pick another guy. Like people want Dean. Put Dean in there. The
technology, man. This technology, this fucking iPad that I'm recording with, these phones, the phone that you have, that way we interact is completely different. And when you have a groundswell of people, an underbelly of people that are just like...
who was really popular during the social media age? Daniel Bryan. He did it. And you know why? Because of the work rate, just like we mentioned. Like if your end product is good, it's going to be good.
It's a factor, I think. But here's the thing: you convince people that that's the person. If we as a people, if we as fans, if we just go, hey, over there sucks. Well, what else do we got? That guy looks cool. Let's just all get behind him. He's a little bit of an outlier. Like, I think in terms of the extremes, I feel like the technology worked, opposite in the favor and opposite of Roman Reigns, as in it favors the opposite of Daniel Bryan. It's, it's a yin and a yang.
Sure.
I'm not saying that all wrestlers have that thing, but when you talk about, hey, you better root for this guy, I would much rather say, fuck you, I root for who I fucking want to root for. And when you have the WWE talking about that app, talking about hashtag this and this, and when you're trying so hard to give this faux reality that we actually care about social media and interacting with you, and then basically turn a blind eye and a blind, deaf ear when Stone Cold's asking Vince McMahon how to get in touch with him online, and he's like, it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say, hey, you can have all this, and then as soon as when we grab it, you snatch it away. That's stupid. Like, don't involve yourself with social media, WWE, if you don't want the social media response. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same with Roman Reigns. And the point I'm making is that, like, hey, when you got this subculture of people who are, in our own way, defiant. Like, as wrestling fans, we're defiant to popular culture. We're subculture. We're not watching the fucking Kardashians. We're not watching fucking America's Got Talent and all that shit. We're watching pro wrestling. And then within the pro wrestling world, you got someone telling us who we should like? Man, fuck you. You can't do that to us. That's not even part of the culture of the wrestler. It's the wrestling fan. It's the wrestler that puts himself over, right? Regardless of work rate, regardless of like charisma, regardless of looks. If this guy's good enough to say, hey, I'm going to give you a reason to root for me. Hey, I'm going to give you a reason to fucking boo me. Then that's how the fucking formula should be.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, hey, you should like this guy. This is our chosen guy. Now, Hogan was chosen. Rock was chosen. Stone Cold was chosen. But I swear to you, if social media existed in that time, then there would have been resistance. Hands down. There's no one and nowhere, no one's going to tell me, when there was way more casual fans watching, that those guys would have...
The guys you did mention, they did get themselves over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Stone Cold wasn't supposed to be where he was at. Rocky Maivia definitely got himself over. Mankind, definitely got himself over. Roman Reigns can't do that. He cannot get himself over. If they didn't If they didn't put him over, he can't.
I think he can.
Then he would have already done it. He's given everything he could.
I think he can. Because here's the thing.
Then why wouldn't he have already done it?
He ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Yeah. He's not. This is in terms of him being a limelight. And by all means, anyone who's listening, anyone who's watching, I am not defending this guy. He's another hand on deck. He's chosen. We got to deal with it. It's just a fact that whenever a quarterback comes into the NFL, unless you're like a freak of nature, you go through growing pains. You got 2, 3, 4, 5 years to become an actual dependable hand on deck as the leader of your organization, as the quarterback. And I feel like it's the same thing with Roman Reigns. It's not going to happen within the first 2 years that this guy's going to get over. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. This guy has a lengthy career ahead of him as a top guy, if not the top guy, a top guy in the company. His career is going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to go down again, it's going to go this. Right? The guy has an opportunity. We live in the moment. It's not looking too good. But I think if they get their Curtis Axel on and they unleash the chains and let him be himself and let him direct his get the people to really understand his character rather than him that scripted him to be Joe Cool, I think he'll probably he'd be better off. And then these patches, oh yeah, bring in The Rock, bring in this guy, no, that's putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound.
Well, I think
you got to go holistic. You gotta be the witch doctor. You gotta go rogue.
I think that was what they've been trying to do for months, and it just hasn't been working. So I think they do need to patch up things to make Mania not look bad on TV, not to have like what you're saying, everyone boo the guy you're supposed to have the top star.
One of the conversations we had before is like, I think a successful top guy is a polarizing top guy in the WWE's eyes. And I'm on record to say, once they hear, let's go Roman sucks, I feel like they got themselves a superstar.
Yeah, and they have never heard that. It's all Roman sucks. It's all booing. Except for like a little kid here and there and a goth girl in the crowd. That's about it.
We'll see moving forward. We'll see. Again, we're watching it. This is like Facebook, man. Like we're still part of the storyline. His career is just starting, as a top guy, and who's to say where it all ends? But we're looking at it, even this WrestleMania thing, this storyline with the McMahons and with Triple H and Roman Reigns, and everything's moving forward. AJ and Jericho, like we don't know what's happening right now. We got a sense of what it is. We have an opinion on it, and then until the next week or the next show. And we give him bits and pieces of how things can move forward. Then we create the conversation. But I watch the show. There's no end all be all. It's a continuous journey. I know. Just me again, personally. I'm not ruling out. They should. Kind of cover it up, put a Band-Aid over the shit. But if they could just give this guy a moment to address the crowd, I think everything will change. I think everything will change. It's just my humble opinion.
Sure, there's something to what you're saying, but I think one promo, and they need everything. I don't know. But we'll find out. If you want to talk to me, at JG Pro Wrestling on Twitter, SoundCloud.com/JG Pro Wrestling for the NXT podcast Fast in the World that comes out every Thursday morning. It's also on GorillaPress.com, PJTW Central. We put it up every Wednesday night. So if this is your first time listening, it'll come up every Wednesday. What's up, Peter?
PJTW Central at Twitter. You also have Ellen Japanese, LINJAPANESC. That is Instagram. That's also Twitter. That's also Snapchat. Again, you can cut the music at .etsy.com. You can also do a number of things with this. So if you're watching on YouTube, you hit that subscription button below. If you're on Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, you can actually add us to your favorites and then put us in your playlist. You can do another thing. You can hit the like button. You can hit the thumbs up, heart, anything that says, hey, we like you. Even if you thumbs down and say you don't like it, we got how you felt about us. That's the most important thing. We go over, we go under. It don't matter. You can leave a comment other than say get in touch with us at our social media handles. You can actually leave a comment in all of those mediums from iTunes to YouTube. And the most important thing you can do out of all those things is share. You can hit the share button and you can put it on anything from Pinterest to Facebook to Blogger. You can do a bunch of things. But Instagram, hell, you can even snap your shit. That'd be most appreciated from the two of us, because between what we got going over here with Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, what I got going with the New Day podcast, Peter Raw Recap, Peter Talks SmackDown, Fast in the World, Outside Interference. Again, the most important thing, because again, this is a labor of love, the most important thing you can do is just share this with your friends. Not give us any money, not do any of this, just hit the share button. Even if they don't stop, it's on their timeline and they know it exists. So please just do that, and we will be most appreciative and grateful. Any last words?
Later.
Cutthemusic.etsy.com. Watch out for those foreign objects. I see you for Peter Talks SmackDown.